Hi, I'm Catherine Pike. I am a natural weight loss expert, and my website is lighterbodysolution.com. There's a book that's come into my life that I really think you should know about, and it was written by a woman named Anna Stevens. And I met Anna months and months ago at this business networking thing at this business club, and she just seemed like an interesting person. If you've ever heard Anna speak, she speaks with this really fun accent, and she's tall, and she's very slim and very interesting, very captivating, and so she's an interesting person to me. So I thought, yeah, I'd like to get to know her. But once I really got to know her and know what she's about and what she's really up to, I became more interested. And what Anna really is up to is creating that people can powerfully produce a life that means something to them, and a way to share themselves with the world without getting stuck, without letting themselves stop themselves over and over again. So has it ever happened to you that you have this really great idea or this thing that you really want to bring into the world, and it sounds really great, and you maybe even write it out and maybe later. And then you end up with this whole list of things that you could have produced or created or shared, and some of them happen and maybe not so effectively as you wanted, and then sometimes the negative self-talk starts. Oh, I'm a failure, I never get anything done, or all this mantra stuff comes up. Well, the beliefs that we have about ourselves really stop us in living a life of greatness. So if you want to find out a way to simply get through that muck and start living the life that you're really meant to live, I can highly recommend Anna's book. It's all about SMART goals. Now, what are the SMART goals? Everybody knows what a goal is. Yeah, okay, I want to make this happen. But how many of you really make it happen? So when I read the book, I really got present to what's this very simple way to identify what you want? Such a simple question. It's simple, yet it's profound. And she asks you with very leading questions, specifically and at a granular level, how to identify what it is in your life that you want, and then what might be in the way of having you follow through. What are you going to have in your life that you don't have now because you don't have the clear step-by-step formula to make it simple? So if you want it to be simple, if you want it to be straightforward, I can recommend that you enjoy this book by this beautiful woman who's vivacious and fun. I hope you get to hear her speak live. If you're watching this video, you're probably going to see a video by her too. She's got this great accent. I just love it. Pay attention to what she says. Read her words. Follow through with her advice. And I can tell you that just in having read the book in the past couple of days, it's already making a difference for me. I know that it can make a difference for you too.
Hi, my name is Jason Oliver, and I'm a Human Resource Director in the telecommunications industry. So I was referred to Anna Stevens' SMART Goals book by a trusted colleague of mine who's in the academic arena. And I said, well, I've read several, I'm in HR, I've read several SMART Goal books and stuff on structure. He goes, just read it. So what's so unique about this book is the tools and the practical tools that she gives you that you can apply not only in your professional career, but in your personal life, both from an emotional perspective, a spiritual perspective, your family life, even as a former athlete, your athletic life. In the field of HR, I think this book is going to be very dynamic and can be used in a corporate environment by managers, by leaders of the business. Because again, I go back to the tools. It gives you simplistic, fundamental tools that allows the individual leader to not only map out their goals or their game plan for themselves as leaders, but it allows them to map out and pull their teams together to map out their collective goals and their collective vision for how that organization or how that department or how that group will succeed in business. And so that's what just made this a very compelling book. I just highly encourage any entrepreneurs, any parents, in my case a husband, a new father, a professional who's eager to develop in my personal career. I just encourage you to pick up this book by Anna Stevens. and I challenge you to read it. And I guarantee your life will never be the same.
Hello, I'm Lori Sosa, and I am with Southern Barter Club and EcoTrade Global, barter exchanges that serve businesses. I met Anna Stevens, who is quite the entrepreneur, a little over a year ago actually, first at the World Chamber of Commerce. I was serving on the board there, and she was very active with a lot of their initiatives and helping them. And right off the bat, I really loved her personality and her spirit. And then I found out about her book. And I had no idea, seeing this successful young lady who was just full of spirit and passion and so businesslike and who spoke English so well and kept running into her in different circles. I had no idea of the background, the different challenges that she had faced in her personal life. And so when I did read her book, it inspired me so much, and I knew it would do that for others. This woman faced so many challenges, and she rose above it all and never even thought to ever give up. And so what I loved about the book was that it touched so many surfaces, whether it be business application or whether it be personal application. She covered it all. And so it's with my confidence, and it's my pleasure to definitely recommend that business owners, business managers, and even just a typical person that's dealing with a different challenge or a particular situation, that they be able to read this book and her spirit will just lift them up, and her strategies they could put into their own practice for success.
Hello, I'm Felicia Phillips. I'm managing partner for Phillips International, and I have the distinct pleasure of telling you about Anna Stevens' Smart Goals book. Not only is it phenomenal, Anna is phenomenal. And as an entrepreneur, I cannot tell you the wealth of knowledge that is in this book, real applications that you can apply to your business. I think it's important that you set goals, because then you know the road you're traveling, you know what you're trying to achieve. And in reading Anna's book, it helps you to get to the end point. A lot of times as entrepreneurs, we get sidetracked. We have all these great ideas, but we never really achieve them, never see them come to fruition. And if you use the applications that Anna has in her book, then you will be successful. And so I definitely recommend this book. I think it is something that everyone should have on their bookshelves, and I'm just so proud of Anna. She has done a phenomenal job. So I want to say to you to go out today, purchase the book, and apply it to your life. Anna Stevens' Smart Goals book. Put it to work for you.
Hi, I'm Melvin Miles, and I'm the Director of Business Development for the award-winning Kennesaw State University Executive MBA program, and also the host and founder of Global Leader Radio. I first met Anna Stevens a couple of years ago at one of our Coles College breakfast events, and even though she wasn't presenting, I thought that she should have been. So her ideas and her thoughts around SMART goals were impressive to me. And so when she asked me to write the foreword for her new book, Turn Your Dreams and Wants into Achievable SMART Goals, a comprehensive manual for entrepreneurs, managers, and parents, I thought, well, this makes perfect sense, because I work with all three. I work with entrepreneurs in our executive MBA program and help them to get to the goals that they ultimately want. I work with those managers, those mid-career professionals, those people who are trying to get to the next level, and I am a parent with 3 daughters. I would highly recommend this book to you and anyone else who's watching this particular video, to let them know that it's important that you do the kinds of things that Anna is really putting forward in her book. Knowing Anna personally, I can tell you that Anna has actually used the principles that she's espousing in the book, and because she's used them, she's gotten to a position that not only makes me extremely proud of her, but shows that that I really do admire her grit, her fortitude, and when you read the book, you'll understand her story. Someone who immigrated from Russia with virtually no English, making herself conversant in English within a year and a half, getting into a master's of business administration program. This is major. This is a book that you must get your hands on, and if not just for you, it's for the people that you care most about. Whether or not entrepreneurs, managers, or parents, you must get your hand on Anna Stevens' book. Thank you.
Dr. Diana Salzman. I am the owner of Epiphany Health Studio. We have a Pilates studio in my chiropractic office, so I try to teach people not to need me. I met Anna Stevens 3 years ago through her current husband, which was not her husband at that point, and she was having severe back pain, and he was a chiropractor, and he sent her to me since he did not live in town, and he was a student of mine actually years ago. We worked her back into health, and I've watched her go from speaking English that was very limited, okay, when she came over from Russia, to being very proficient in English, and she taught herself by listening to cartoons, which I found to be kind of amusing. So I've watched her grow into this mega American, basically, which is kind of amazing since she's been here for how many? 4 years. Pretty amazing to watch somebody go through that amount of change, and now she has a book. I know that in 4 years, Anna has done everything to get to where she wanted to be, and anything that was not part of that goal was not an important thing in her life. Her focus was 100% on where she wanted to be, and she has actually made it there in a very short period of time. And if people would listen to what she has to teach, they can reach their goals also.
Hello, my name is Elena Bowser, and I'm a general manager of boutique recruitment firm Axiom. I'm here to celebrate Anna's success, and I'm very excited to see how far she went, considering where we met and where she started her American journey. Anya and I met in DeKalb County Superior Court, where at that time I worked as an interpreter, and she came for a hearing of her temporary protective order. She did not speak English particularly, almost none, and I felt that she really needed some help and support. She was standing at that time, if I'm not mistaken, at the shelter for battered women. In spite of the fact where she was and how gloomy her future maybe for somebody looked, she had a great energy around her. She was very focused and seemed like she had a plan. I'm amazed to see that she wrote a book, and I think it's important to know that in that book, it's not a theory that she put together. It's not something that she read about. She lived through that. She lived through situations where you have to have a plan, where you have to have a goal, and you have to move one step at a time to achieve that goal, which she did. So if you would like to see how she did that and see how you can apply those tools in your life so you could make it happen for you, you definitely need to read her book. You will get a chance to get to know Anya more, and hopefully through that book you'll be able to learn a little bit more about yourself and what you can do to be where you want to be. Thank you very much, and Anya, congratulations.
Good afternoon. My name is Donna West. I have relocated from San Francisco, California to Atlanta, Georgia. In the midst of a transition, I happened to meet a beautiful young lady by the name of Anna Stevens, who picked me up from the airport as she was doing volunteer work for a nonprofit agency. I had a chance to talk with her. She informed me that she had written a book. When I got to the location of where I was staying, she made a copy of her book and autographed it for me. So to take me up out of the depression and the steps of what I was going through, I went ahead and started turning the pages and reading the book. To my amazement, it started from the very first 2 pages that my life and my whole spirit started changing. I actually read the book of hers within 2 weeks of me being in Atlanta, Georgia. Now, I have been referring back to a lot of the pages in the book for my daily life that I'm dealing with right now. To hear her personal stories of what she's been through had a lot to do with where I'm at. I feel that without the persuasion of the steps and the consistency and the determination of what her book entails, had I not had that to help to encourage me to go further, I don't believe that I would be where I'm at. I have been in Georgia 2 months. I found employment at Atlanta, Georgia Airport. I have my own apartment, a 2-bedroom apartment. I'm meeting lovely and beautiful people, and I'm actually beginning to really enjoy the peace of mind. But I had to start my first works over, and the endeavor of putting forth the work that came throughout this book has persuaded me and helped me to stay consistent. Just continue to work on bettering yourself and reaching your fullest potential. That's the message I got out of the book. And I even referred back to it this morning regarding a situation. So this is to me like a daily manual for me. And I would recommend it to all, young, older, single, married, all races, ethnicities, cultures, it doesn't matter, because the basic concept of doing the steps is really looking within, being truthful to who you are, staying consistent, and failure is not an option. And I think, Miss Anna, this is the start of beginning a new relationship for me. And I just love and admire her success, and I just wish her all the best. And I thank you all for listening at me.
Hello, my name is Natasha Davis Bowen, and I'm the Senior Business and Marketing Strategist for Visionary People, focusing on business development and creative marketing. I had the pleasure to meet Anna, and her energy, her vibrance, she just captivated the room. Over the past year or so, I've had the opportunity to learn more and more about Anna. And when she mentioned that she was writing her book, I knew that it was going to be phenomenal. She's the perfect person to write a book, Smart Goals. How do we go from point A to point B? How do we make good, clear decisions? She takes the time to break it down so eloquently as well as simply. When you're reading the book, I promise you, you think that she's sitting right next to you talking to you. You think that you're going back, Anna, so what do I say now? What do I do now? You're changing the pages. And though she's not physically there, she's physically there. And she helps you to stop, think, and apply. If you have not had the opportunity to get your very own copy of the Smart Goals book, you're missing out on a very big treat, and you're missing out the opportunity to change your life indefinitely.
Hi, I'm Anna Stevens, the author of the new book called Turn Your Dreams and Wants into Achievable Smart Goals, a comprehensive manual on effective goal setting for entrepreneurs, managers, and parents. What is SMART? SMART stands for specific, measurable, action-oriented, realistic, and time-bound. Now you're probably asking, Anna, what's so special about your book? How is it different from all other books? I have the answer for you. Many people write books on success and goal setting after they experience something terrible in their life. Let me tell you this. There wasn't a terrible, dramatic, tragic event in my life. There was a journey full of such events. I was born in a family of alcoholics to a single mother who didn't want me at the first place, but yet that she agreed to have a baby, but she wanted a boy. So when I was born, she called me a boy's name and she dressed me up as a boy. My grandmother hated me and never accepted me as I am because I was born out of wedlock. So rejection and hater were experiences I was going through every day in my life as a child. Now, that being said, I was doing very well at school and I was always on the board of these honor roll students in my neighborhood where I was growing up, among drunks, among people who were fighting every day, people for whom abuse was a norm, and people who really didn't know any better. So in that type of environment, I did know who I was and I did know how I could fit. I believe that every book should have a mission. And you're probably wondering now, what's the mission of my book? Well, the mission of my book is based on 3 pillars to success, and they are education or information, motivation or inspiration, and action taking. In order to make a progress in any area of your life, such as career, health, wellness, wealth, relationships, your business, or any other area of your life, you must have some particular knowledge that will help you make a progress. So I'm supplying you in my book with a wealth of information on the topic of SMART goals. And that includes the what, why, and how of SMART goals, your head, soul, and your hands. That includes mission statement development. That includes creating your 10-year plan. That includes creating your list of values so that you know what guides you in your decision making in your everyday life. So I'm supplying you with all this information that is first one essential pillar of success. Okay, information. Now we're moving toward motivation. So how am I motivating you through my book? Well, I think that motivation and encouragement can only come from sharing of personal experiences. And that is why in my book I am opening up my soul and heart to you, and I'm sharing my personal life and professional experiences with you so that you know that all the strategies and methods and systems and exercises, they don't come from book reading, let's say, or from some special school I went to. They come from my hard-gained experience in life and in business. Now, if you're watching this video, you probably already know that only 4 short years ago, I was homeless, hopeless, and helpless here in Atlanta, Georgia, in a shelter for victims of domestic violence. So now, 4 short years later, I'm running my own business. I'm a successful entrepreneur, coach, and consultant. I'm happily married to the wonderful man, Dr. Philip Day, and I'm also about to graduate from one of the best business schools in America, Robinson College of Business of Georgia State University. In fact, my commencement ceremony will take place on May 11, 2013 at the Georgia Dome, and you are invited. So I'm sharing stories like this with you. And I'm also sharing stories of struggle in business, how I started my own business and how I grew it from scratch every day, how I've developed and implemented all of my SMART strategies, and they work, and I'm sharing them with you, and I'm sharing my experiences with you so that you get inspired and encouraged. Now, the third, the final, and the most important pillar of success, like I said, is action taking. In the book, I'm sharing templates and worksheets with you so that once you get your information and knowledge, once you get inspired and motivated, then now you can move toward action taking. You can work on your templates and worksheets so that you can commit immediately, so that you can gain clarity and focus on what it is that you need to do in your own life to make things happen, to turn your dreams and wants into reality through the system of SMART goals. so that you can also be accountable for the results. So, to summarize, you now know that in my book I'm sharing 3 pillars to success with you: information, motivation, and action taking. And if you want to create a positive change in your life, I promise you will greatly benefit from reading the book. It takes you from A to Z, and it outlines everything you need to do to stay consistent, to be committed, to be accountable, to be clear and focused, and create a positive, long-lasting change. I hope you also have friends and colleagues and people whom you care for. And when you care, you share. So I also hope that you will share this book with those whom you care for.